Right, this is one of the potential steps when working on or changing your regulator. If you've put your new regulator in or serviced your old regulator and you find that your power is too low or too high, you are going to need to adjust your power. As I mentioned in the other video about fitting the regulator, the power isn't actually adjusted by the regulator, it's adjusted by the hammer spring. So when it comes to adjusting the power, leave the regulator alone, adjust the hammer spring. I know there's some forum experts that'll tell you that to adjust your power, you adjust the regulator. Adjusting the regulator causes headaches, leave it alone. Right. On BSAs, the current models have a cap on the back. If you have your bolt, there's a cap on the back. It's an aluminium cap. The current models, and that applies to just about all of them, the Scorpions, Ultras, R10s, what have you, they have a screw-on cap. They are glued on at the factory, so getting them off can be a bit of a job. The older models had a stick-on cap. They looked the same, so the only way you would know if it was a stick-on cap or a screwed-in cap is if you get it off. So always assume it's a screw-on cap. That way you have less chance of damaging the threads on the cap. This particular cap, as you saw earlier, has already been removed, so it just unscrews. Got a very fine thread on it. It's just a little cap with a very, very fine thread there that screws into the threads in the power adjuster. Right, to adjust the power, see there's a ring in there that has a flat in it. You need to, well, you can use a large flat-bladed screwdriver or a butter knife or whatever will fit in those slots. I've got a little tool that I use for doing it. It just locates in those slots, and you can turn it clockwise or in for increasing the power, turn it counterclockwise or anti-clockwise to lower the power. Obviously it's a spring. When you're cocking it and firing it, the spring's winding and unwinding, so there is a chance that your power can actually change if the spring happens to turn the adjuster. So once you've got your rifle chronoed and you're happy with where it is, it's a good idea to put a little blob of glue or nail varnish or something on the little adjuster just to stop it from undoing or tightening up on its own. I would say if you're going to make adjustments, literally do a quarter turn at a time, then run 6 to 10 shots over the chrono, see what it's doing. If it's still too high or too low, do another quarter turn, another 6 to 10 shots, and just keep doing that until you get the power where you want it. And if you are not using a Huma regulator or a tent regulator, you are best off chronoing your rifle when there's about 100 bar in the bottle, because on the newer R10 regulators the power is higher, around 100 bar. If you chrono it when there's 230 bar in the rifle, you could set it at 11.5. By the time you get to 100 bar, there's a very good chance that your rifle will be FAC. So always best to chrono when it's got fairly low pressure, 100 bar, somewhere on there. So like I said, once you're happy with the power, blob of something on the ring to stop it turning. If it's a stick-on cap, you might want to put a little dot of silicone or glue or something on the cap and just stick it back on. If it's a screw-on cap, then you can obviously just screw it on and it'll stay in place. And also once it's in the stock butts up against that, so it holds it in place anyway. And there we go. And please, people, remember the legal limit for a rifle in the UK is 12 foot-pounds, and that doesn't mean run your gun at 11.9999 foot-pounds, because it only takes one pellet to go over for you to get into trouble. And it's your responsibility to make sure your rifle is legal at all times with any commercially available pellet, not just the one that you use, contrary to what some people say. So keep your nose clean, keep your gun below 12 foot-pounds and you should have no problems.